Remember that press conference the president held about infrastructure last week?
I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
Yeah, that one. It didn't take long for the nation, including some Republican leaders, to shake their heads at Donald Trump.
What Trump did today was a moral disgrace.
Your words are dividing Americans, not healing them.
Mr. President, you can't allow white supremacists to share only part of the blame. They support ideas which cost nation and world so much pain.
Not only did the president double down in his rhetoric, blaming both sides for the violence in Charlottesville, but he also defended some of those marching with white supremacists as very fine people. But what exactly was in that executive order on infrastructure? Let's rewind.
My administration is working every day to deliver the world-class infrastructure that our people deserve and, frankly, that our country deserves.
President Trump signed an executive order on August 15th that aims to speed up the approval process of the nation's infrastructure projects by rolling back a few environmental protections. One protection being revoked is President Obama's executive order that required infrastructure projects to be built to withstand consequences of climate change, including flooding. By scaling back on these protections, the administration would make the environmental review process and permitting process for infrastructure go faster. They'd have to be completed within 2 years of the project's proposal. But cutting these corners could make our roads, bridges, and more vulnerable to the effects of climate change, and could cost us more in the long run. Especially if we build, say, a road in a floodplain, and it gets damaged by a flood resulting from the rise in sea level. And for this plan to move forward, Congress would have to approve the $1 trillion Trump wants to invest over the next decade to rebuild the nation's infrastructure. The president already tucked $200 billion of that into his 2018 budget request. But Trump has already hit a bump in the road, no pun intended. He had to scrap his Infrastructure Advisory Council before it was even formed. This came shortly after a number of business leaders quit 2 of Trump's other advisory councils due to his remarks about Charlottesville. But hey, at least he's got Secretary Chow.
I stand by my man, both of them.
For more on the president's latest actions and other stories from Boston's local NPR, log on to WGBHnews.org.